Yes, good evening, everybody. Are you getting my voice? Yes, no. Fine. So, my name is Swamy Naidu, and I'm teaching UI technologies, Angular, React, JavaScript, etc. These technologies I'm handling. In this demonstration class, what is Angular and what are the features we have in this Angular? These concepts we are going to discuss now. Okay, now here, are you able to see my screen? Angular. First of all, before starting the discussion of this Angular, we need to discuss client-side architecture. So if you take any web application, okay, that web application, what is client-side script and what is server-side script? So these concepts we have to discuss now. Okay. So first of all, if you take any website, every website contains two different pages here. Just I'm going to draw that diagram here. Website. So here every website contains designing phase as well as coding phase. This is designing phase. And coding phase. Yes, yeah. In designing phase, we are creating user interfaces. What is interface? Nothing but the front page. Okay. In designing phase, we are creating user interfaces. Okay. So front page is nothing but here a web page. Okay. Yeah. For example, if you observe this one, this is one web page. So in this web page, we are taking the contours like username text box, next one, password text box, and next one here, login button. Like the login form or registration form, all these forms comes under user interfaces. Okay. So these user interfaces we are designing in this first phase, that is the designing phase. Yes. So generally, I'm talking about any website. If you take any website, we have two pages. First one is designing phase. Next one is coding phase. Okay. So in designing phase, we are creating the user interfaces. So what are the user interfaces we are using here? Okay. So those are nothing but just getting the support of, yes. What are the technologies we are using to work with this? HTML, next one, CSS. These are the technologies along with Bootstrap. Means to design the web pages we are using HTML, CSS. That is designer's work. Now here come to the coding point of view. In this coding point of view, two types of scriptings we are using here. Okay. So just first one is nothing but here client-side script. What is it? Client-side script. And second one is server-side script. Yeah. Like that, in this coding point of view, take the support of two types of scriptings. So first one is client-side script. Second one is server-side script. See, any website, okay, these two scripts we are using here. Client-side script means which is executing in browser. This script is executing in browser. In the client system, it is executing. And if you take server-side script, this script is executing in web server. Like that here, two types of scriptings we have. First one is client-side script and second one is server-side script. So here our main concentration is on client-side script. As a UI developer, means Angular developer, we are implementing the logics. Those logics, what are the logics we implemented in Angular? Those logics are executing in client system with the help of browser. And if you take Java programmer and .NET programmer, these programmers comes under server-side programmers. Okay, yeah, what are the technologies we are using for this client-side script here? So initially we need to work with JavaScript. What is that? JavaScript. After that, Angular, React, etc. And server-side technologies. What are the server-side technologies we are using here? Just those are nothing but here PHP, ASP, okay, JSP, etc. All these are server-side scripts. Like that, we have these two types of scriptings. One is client-side script, another one is server-side scripts. Okay, so our main concentration is on client-side scriptings. Is it clear? Yes, this is the main concentration of us. Okay, yes. Now here, Angular, it is a client-side script to execute some logics in browser. Yeah. So what is this? It is a client-side script to execute some logics in browser. Okay. Yeah. So here, what is the history of this Angular that we need to discuss now? What is the history of this Angular that we are going to discuss? Okay. Yes. So here, before that, just what is client-side script? I told you. Yes, the script which is executing in server browser. Client-side script. It executes in browser, and server-side script. It executes in web server. Like that, we have these two types here. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script. Okay, yes, client-side script is executing in browser, and server-side script is executing in web server. Like that. Okay, fine. Now come to the next concept. So here, history, if we take here, history. Okay, yeah. What is the history of this Angular? Actually, okay, in around 2010, okay, so two programmers implemented this Angular JS. Okay, so first of all, Angular JS is implemented by Misko Havery. So Misko Havery and Adam Abrams. So in year 2010. So here basic version is okay. Version, what is the version implemented? 1.0. So that version is implemented. After that, they released other versions 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 up to 1.6. These versions are introduced here. So here, yeah, Misko Havery and Adam Abrams, the two persons implemented, and here it is maintaining by Google Corporation. Now belongs to Google. Yes, belongs to which corporation? Google Corporation. Okay. Yes. So now here in 2016, okay, released new version that is 2.0. Okay. Yes. So here in 2016 they released a new version. Yes. What the new version they released here? That is 2.0. That new version is released in 2016, and we can call it as what is that? Angular. Yeah, we are calling it as Angular. See, some clarity should get between Angular JS and Angular here. Yes. So here Angular JS is different, Angular is different. First point. Okay. Yes. Version 1.x. 1.x means 1.1, 1.2, 1.2 like that. These versions we are calling as Angular JS. And from version 2.x onwards, okay, we are calling it as Angular. Is it clear? From version 2.x onwards, we are calling it as Angular. So here, yeah, Angular JS, okay, so functionalities are implemented, okay, in JavaScript. So that's why we are calling it as AngularJS. Okay, these functionalities are implemented using JavaScript. Okay, so AngularJS functionalities are implemented with JavaScript. But if you take Angular, okay, so Angular functionalities are implemented with TypeScript. So Angular functionalities are implemented with TypeScript. So that is the difference between AngularJS and Angular. So once again, you observe this one. So basic first version 1.x is implemented with JavaScript from version 2 onwards. Okay, yes. So 2, next one here, version 3, all these versions. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All these versions are implemented with TypeScript. That's why we're calling it as, yes, it is the framework of TypeScript. So here, see AngularJS. If you take, yeah, what is that? It is framework of JavaScript, and Angular is the framework of TypeScript. Compulsory interview, they will ask you this question: what is AngularJS? Okay, yes, it's the framework of JavaScript. What is Angular? It is the framework of TypeScript. Yes. So these points you clear. Yes. Okay. Now in this concept, any questions till now we discussed some points. In these points, any questions, any queries you have, you can ask me. Banu, Chandra, Krishna, Vinit. Yes, I think you got clarity in this point of view. What is AngularJS and what is Angular we discussed. Okay, so few more differences are there. Few more differences are there. Those differences I will discuss you later. So first of all, what I'm telling to you. So AngularJS is one technology and Angular is another technology. Nowadays in companies they are working with this Angular. Okay, all companies working based on this Angular. Okay, yes, fine. So you clear with this concept? Any questions, any doubts? Banu, clear? You can speak with me or you can send the message also. Okay, yes. So now Angular is the client side script or server side script? Is it client side script or server side script? Yeah. See, Krishna, I told you one point right now. Angular JS is the framework of JavaScript. Angular is the framework of TypeScript. Okay, few more points we have. Okay, those points I will discuss. First of all, basic idea I'm providing to you. Okay, till now many people they're thinking Angular JS and Angular both are same. Okay, don't feel like that. Angular. So version 1.x, version 1.x we are calling as Angular JS. From version 2 onwards till now we are calling as Angular, and this batch is Angular batch. We will discuss from version 2 to 11. Okay, these versions we're discussing here. Is it clear? Yes. So fine. Now here Angular is the Angular and Angular JS, React JS, JavaScript. All this comes under client side scripts only. Okay. Now here, yeah. Yeah, Angular 2 means Angular. Actually, Angular JS. 1.x we are calling as Angular JS. From 2 onwards, 3, 4, 5, 6, we are calling as Angular. Angular 2, Angular 3, Angular 5, Angular 8, Angular 9, Angular 11. Okay, means 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All these versions are same structure. Okay, all these versions are same structure, but one is different structure, one is entirely different. Okay, so here that's why there is no relationship in programming point of view between Angular JS and Angular. There is no similarity in programming point of view between this Angular JS and Angular. So different programming concepts are there. Is this clear? Yes. Next. Okay, fine. So we are going to discuss what is framework. Okay, yeah, framework is providing a structure to work with applications. It also providing many functionalities. Okay, yes. So here framework is providing one structure to work with the applications. Okay, it also providing many functionalities. Okay, like that. Okay, this is about framework. Okay, so now here, sorry, by mistake. Yeah. So now what are the functionalities we have in this framework? Those things we're discussing. Means here we are comparing with the JavaScript. Okay. So in old days in companies to work with the clients and logics. In old days in companies to work with clients and logics, we used to work with JavaScript. Now these days we are taking the support of next level of JavaScript like Angular. These technologies we are using here. Is it clear? Yes. Once again, I'm telling to you. In the old days, okay, to work with this client-side script, we used to take the support of JavaScript. So all applications, okay, mostly they implemented JavaScript. But when the next level of JavaScript, okay, these technologies introduced, okay, from then, so in companies, programmers started working with this next level technologies like Angular, etc., etc. Now here, what are the features we have? Okay, features of Angular. Yeah, so means here you can easily comparisons. You can see the comparisons in this discussion before JavaScript and Angular. Okay, yes. Now first of all here supports MVC pattern. Yes, so it supports MVC pattern, model view controller pattern. So here model view controller pattern we are using to implement the applications. We are separating the logics with the design script. Actually here we are combining the logics and design script, but if we take this MVC pattern, we will separate the logics with the design script. That is the advantage of this MVC pattern. So this MVC pattern is not available in this JavaScript. Okay, in Angular it is available. Yes, yeah, supports MVC pattern. Next one supports. Okay, so many properties. Yeah, it is supporting different types of properties here. Okay, so properties are nothing but here just like attributes, we are calling these properties as attributes. So here if you take different types of attributes are available, ng if, ng for, etc., etc. So these are different types of attributes. So what is the benefit of these attributes? Why we are using these attributes? To increase the functionalities of HTML controls. In this point, we take the support of these attributes. Okay, so it supports many properties. Okay, so that is very useful for us. So directly we can write the conditions within the HTML tag. We can write the loops within the HTML tag. Like the different types of properties are available here. In this clear, we have different types of properties. Yes, fine. Next one here supports. Yes, supports data binding concept. Yeah, it is supporting data binding concept. What is the meaning of data binding? Yes, data binding we are using to bind a variable with HTML control. Okay, yes. So data binding concept is nothing but we can bind a variable with HTML control. So what is the benefit of this data binding? So simple diagram I will show you for more idea. For example, one variable is there. Serial number is equal to 100. This is the variable which we have. And this is one control. Maybe text box control or any other control. Like that we have this control here. Yes. Now here you want to display this variable value on the control. Okay, you want to display this variable value on this control. That how can I display? Just we have to execute some statements. Okay, means we are writing some logic here, some piece of code here. So in this code, we are reading this variable value and calling on that text box control. Like that, from any other control you want to display, like this is one more control, heading tag or something, and this is paragraph control. Like that, from different controls you want to display that variable value. From different controls we want to display that variable value. In this scenario, what we are doing here, simply we are calling that variable and we are displaying in these locations. Okay, that is the concept we are using here. Further, we are executing some code. So, but data binding advantage is without executing any code. Okay, without executing any code like this. Okay, so no need to execute this type of code here. So without executing any code, directly we can call that variable and display on the output control. Is it clear? Means, so this is binding. Okay, we are binding a variable with that HTML controls. Okay, like this, when you bind the variable, output is coming in this HTML control. Yes. Yeah. So what the use of data binding? We can bind a variable with HTML controls. So now here in this scenario, if you observe here in this scenario, so data binding is very helpful for us. Okay. So here, what are the updates we are doing in this variable? Automatically, these updates will affect on this all binded controls. Okay, means we need not worry about these updates. Okay, so sometimes we are displaying the records, database records here. So when the data is updated, okay, then automatically the view means output has to be updated. For that, actually in normal technologies, if we take, we are writing the manual logics. But data binding means when the variable is updated, then automatically output will refresh with these modifications. You understand? So in this point of view, as a programmer, we need not worry, okay, because automatically output will update with these modifications. This concept we are calling as data binding concept. So here two types of data bindings we have, one-way data binding and two-way data binding. What is that one-way, two-way? We'll discuss later, because so we have to discuss many examples with that. Just in this demo class, I am explaining what are the features we have in this Angular compared with JavaScript. Okay, yes. So this is about this data binding concept. Okay, yes, fine. Next one here, supports. Yeah, supports. So just a single page applications. Yeah. So this is very powerful concept in this Angular. So it supports single page application. So it is very helpful for us at the time of navigations from one page to another page. So generally, if you take any website, okay, every website contains, okay, different types of sorry, in a website we have different pages, web pages like home page, about us, contact us. Generally, user will navigate from one page to another page. Now, if you observe here, so this is the server, yes, and here this is home page, and this is services, and one more page we have here like this, something like about us. This is something like about us. Like that, we have these pages, home, services, about us, like that. Okay. Now this is the browser which we have. I'm sending a request to this home page. Then what happens? That home page is loading into the browser. In this, just we are displaying the hyperlinks for services, and next one for about us. Yes, yeah. So these are the hyperlinks. When user click on the services, then what is happening? One more request is going to the server, and response is coming back here. So here about us, one more request is going to the server, and response is coming back here. Like that, this mechanism is working here. Yes, yeah. So once you observe this one, okay, we have many web pages. Every time what is happening? The request is going to the server and response is coming back. This is the mechanism working now. Okay, fine. Now come to the single page application. How the single page application is working. So that is the main point here. Yes, yeah. So the single page application, if we take here, so all these pages we are binding with one object. That object we are calling as router object. Okay. So then what happens here? If you send any request, first request, okay, from browser to server, that response is taking these all components here, okay, all pages, and storing those pages where in this client's memory location. This client's memory location, we can call it as cache memory location, like this. In this location, these pages are stored. Okay. Later, when user click on services, the data is coming from this memory location, and about us, that time the page is loading from this memory location. Means from second time onwards, no need to go to that server for the pages. Means initially all these pages are loading into the client's cache memory location. This concept we are calling as single page. Single page means what is the meaning here? Don't feel entire content locates in single web page. Don't feel like that. Okay. Yes. Single page means nothing but it is a concept, nothing but. So we are displaying the contents of web pages in one browser only. Means browser will not load every time. Is it clear? Browser will not load every time. So this concept we are calling as single page applications. It is clear? So every time browser will not reload. Yes. So here programs only for the single page application, we are spending around 1 week. I will take the sessions, 1 week sessions for the single page application concept. Okay. Yes, fine. So like that, it is working this scenario. Okay, fine. Next. So in this concept only we will discuss how to work with okay. Yes. That login, logout, okay, and role-based routing, like the different types of concepts are there. All these concepts we are discussing here only. Okay, fine. Next. Role-based routing means for manager, I want to provide some pages. For administrator, okay, super administrator, I want to allow the all pages. So all this comes under so role-based routing, and these concepts we are discussing there. Okay, fine. Next one. Supports many services. Yes. Services we are using in functional point. Okay, it is supporting many services. Okay, services we are using in functional point of view. Okay, yes. So for functional point of view, we are taking the support of these services. For example, okay, Ajax concept if we take, yes. So Ajax is common concept in client side scripts compulsory. Every programmer will work with Ajax concepts, right? Yeah. Now, if you take this Ajax concept, okay, Ajax stands for what is that? Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. In this Ajax concept, in JavaScript, we are writing number of lines coding if it is in JavaScript. But in this Angular, one predefined service is available. That is nothing but here HTTP client. That is the service available. Like the different types of services are available. So what the benefit of the services? Okay, less coding. Okay, if you take HTTP client, only one line code we are using in this point. Is it clear? Only one line code we are using like this. Okay. So this is the concept of services. Different types of services are available here. Okay. So HTTP client is one service, or router is one service. Okay. Next one, element ref is one service. Like that, different types of services are available. I will discuss how to work with the services in functional point of view. We are using these services. Okay. Yes, fine. Next one. Supports, okay, many validators. Yes. So here in JavaScript, generally for validation we are writing that logics manually. But here in Angular, we are using different types of validators. Yes, yeah. In Angular, we are using different types of validators. It supports many validators like this. See, required min length, max length, all these also available in HTML, these validators. But if you take HTML validators, okay, if you take HTML validators, it is not possible to execute some logics when the validation is failed. Okay, for example, test box is there. For the test box, I applied required validation. So means it will check whether the text box is empty or not. This validation checks whether the text box is empty or not. But my next requirement is if the text box is empty. Okay, you understand? If the text box is empty, then I want to execute some logics. So that is not possible in HTML. So we are taking the support of JavaScript, but we have to write number of lines coding. But Angular is coming with different types of validation states. The states allows us to easily validate the HTML controls and to execute some logics when the error is occurred. That is the concept of this. Okay, next one. Supports many. Okay, yes. So just here, what is that? We can call it as okay filters. Yeah. So we can also call it as pipes. What the main purpose of these filters? What the main purpose of these pipes? So pipes we are using to convert the data from one format to another format. In this point of it, in the support of pipes. Okay, it supports many pipes here. So what the main purpose of these pipes? To convert the data from one format to another format. Okay, like that. So for example, number is there. So that number you want to convert into dollars or any other currency, then we are taking support pipes. Like the different types of date formats are there, and string you want to convert into uppercase or lowercase, or every word first character is capital letter. So like that, in this point of it is supporting different types of pipes here. Those pipes are very useful for us. Okay, and next one here supports data and data when we discuss now. So dependency injection. Yes. So this is very powerful concept here. What is that? Dependency injection. So what is dependency injection here? Actually here we are creating the components in Angular. So what is component? I will discuss with you later. Okay. In Angular we are creating the components. So one component we can easily inject to another component. This concept only we are calling as dependency injection. So right now if I explain anything about this you cannot understand. Practically we will see all these concepts here. So anyhow, here we're discussing what are the features we have in this Angular compared with JavaScript. Okay, supports MVC pattern and supports many properties here. So we can call them as directives, and data binding concept is there, and single page application concept is there, and many services are there. Many services we have, and the different types of validators we have. Okay, different types of validators and validation states also available, and pipes are available here. We can also call them as filters and dependency injection. Like that, different types of concepts are available here. These concepts are what we are taking here. So we have to discuss programming based on these all concepts. Okay, yes, these are the features of Angular. So Angular is a client-side script. Okay, and this Angular is maintained by Google Corporation. Okay, and current release is 11. Shortly 12 beta also released here, and every 6 months around, okay, new versions are releasing here, and it is very powerful here. Internally it contains different types of compilers. Okay, like IV compiler is there. Okay, JIT compiler is there. Okay, and AOT compiler is there ahead of time. Like the different types of compilers internally it contains. And next one here, in programming point of view, many services it is providing for us. Okay, so finally it simplifies the coding of, okay, client side scripting. Okay, it simplifies the coding of client-side scripting. So now you will get one doubt. Okay, so in web applications, in which scenarios we can use the client-side script? That doubt you may get here. Okay, for that I will explain one use case. For example, if we take login form, okay, this login use case, what's the first step? We have to design login form. Next one, yes, so implement client side logics. Yeah, so here login form, if you take, first we have to design that login page. After that, implement the client side logics. Next, send data to server, and next step, check as username and password valid or invalid. And next one here, just redirect to either yes invalid page, yes, or yes welcome page, yes. So these are the steps which we have in this login form, right? Yeah. So now here, if you take and design the HTML login page, we are taking the support of HTML, CSS. And here implementing the client side logics, then we are taking the support of client side script. Okay, that is nothing but here we are using Angular. And here send the data to server. In this point of view also we are taking the support of Ajax. Okay, so here with Angular we are using Ajax. Here. By using this Ajax, we are sending the data to the server. And check username password is valid or invalid. Yes, in this point we are taking the support of which one here? Yes, we are taking the support of server side script like ASP or PHP or JSP, etc. Yes. Later redirect to the error page or welcome page here. In this point again we are taking the support of client side script. Nothing but here Angular. So by using routing concept, just now I told you a single page application, we can navigate to another page. Means these are different locations we are using. Okay, to redirect from one page to another page. Okay, and if you take here, so this login form in the second step, yes, and this fourth step, sorry, not fourth, third step and fifth step. In these locations, we are taking the support of client side scripts. So like that, not only login concept, if you take the registration concept or any other concept, these are all common steps we need to follow. So compulsory client side script is required in any web application. So that client side script, initially we used it to write using JavaScript. In old days, we use it JavaScript. These days we are using this Angular technology. Okay, so that's why it is common requirement in companies. If you apply for any job, definitely they will ask you about this Angular. It is very common requirement in companies here. Yes, yeah. So I think you clear about this concept. Yeah. Any questions, any doubts you have, so you can ask me now. Okay. After that, I will discuss what are covering in this batch everything. Yes. First of all, you clear with these concepts, all of you. Yes, just overview only I discussed. What is Angular? Yes, Angular is the framework of TypeScript. And is it client side script or server side script? Yes, it is client side script. Means to implement some logics in browser, like validations point of view. Okay, and applying the dynamic functionalities and HTML controls. Okay, for example, HTML control is static control. You want to convert this control as dynamic control. Then also we are taking the support of client side scripts. Okay, then also we are taking the support of client side script. For example, image is there. That image we are providing one source, a simple program I will show you. Save this file with name demo.html. What is dynamic functionality I will discuss with you. Okay, yes. Now here just we are using body. In this body, I want to take image source is equal to something like mango.jpg and width is equal to 100 pixels. See, on image control I have taken what is our program here, demo.html, like this. Now come to this demo.html program. Yes, somewhere it is there in my desktop. Yes, 1 second. Yes, here demo one is there. Yes, the demo.html. So mango.jpg is there. It is loaded into the browser. Now here, this is static control. Static means the properties of the control cannot be changed. The properties of the control cannot be changed. I want to convert this control as dynamic control. Yes, I want to convert it as dynamic control. Dynamic means runtime, any property you can change here. So in this point, we're taking the support of this concept. Now here, client-side scripts we are using. So you can use either JavaScript or Angular. So right now I'm showing you with the JavaScript here. Okay, because Angular packages, everything not yet downloaded. I will discuss that one. The same program with Angular. Now you can see when I click on this source, I'm changing with Apple. By default, what the source we have? Mango. When I click that source, I'm changing as Apple. Now refresh this. Click here. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. On click is equal to, yes, JavaScript from source is equal to apple.jpg I have given. Refresh. Yeah, click is not working. So just JavaScript colon src is equal to, I think source I changed scrr. Okay, by mistake. Src. Yes. Now, when I click on this, we are getting this app like that here. Means this is the dynamic changing. Means when the application loaded, later you are able to change the properties. In this point, I will take the support of JavaScript here. Okay, so like that, that is the difference between static and dynamic here. Static means what, that properties cannot be changed. Okay, at runtime, but dynamic means properties can be changed. Like that, client scripts we are using to execute dynamic functionalities and HTML controls in validations point of view and to execute logics in browser. Okay, so logics in browser. For example, calculator program you want to implement. So that calculator program you can implement by using any client-side script like Angular, JavaScript, etc. Same program you can implement by using server-side script also. But what the benefit with client-side script? Whenever user is perform the calculations, means client in his system only those logics are executed. Means user immediately can see the results. But if it is server-side script, every time user is going to the server, there the code is executing and the result is coming back to the browser. So that's why if you take here, so execution point of view, in execution point of view, client side scripts are very faster than server side script. That's the most of the logics we're implementing using client side scripts. So in this client side scripts, if you take JavaScript or Angular, okay, Vue.js, React.js, Backbone.js, Vanilla.js, like the different types of technologies are there. All these technologies introduced based on JavaScript only, but these technologies providing very simplified functionalities. Okay, in these functionality, in these technologies, powerful technologies are Angular and React. These two technologies are booming in this software industry. Okay, so now we have to start what are the things we need to cover. Okay, so everything we'll discuss here. So first of all, I think you got some little bit clarity in this point. Yes, yeah. Now you can ask me any questions, right? Yes. Any queries you have? You can speak with me or you can directly ask. No doubts. Yes.
Hi,
So,
sir.
yeah.
Lavarajamalla. Yes, sir. So, on which basis we can choose the Angular JS? I mean, Angular or Angular JS in our real time? I mean, there are among other front-end technologies.
Thing is, forget about AngularJS now. Okay. Forget about AngularJS
I
because
mean, okay, with Angular, sir, with respect to Angular.
yeah. Yeah. Come again. Come again. Our query. I didn't get you.
I mean, on which basis we can choose the Angular as a front-end technology in our real-time applications? Among other, there are some other technologies like React and other technologies are there. But what is the real triggering factor to choose the Angular as a front-end technology for our
See.
application?
The thing is, okay, the single page application and data binding, okay, and services point of it. This Angular and React are very good, and those providing more, many services compared with the Vue, Backbone JS, Vanilla JS, etc., jQuery like that. Okay. So that's why here, based on the weightage of the technology, okay. So in this point of view, Angular and React, these two technologies has many predefined functionalities and many features compared with other technologies. That's why these technologies has a good home in the software industry. Okay, and if you come to this concept, so when to use Angular, when to use React is here. So here, if you are familiar with JavaScript, then you can go with the React. But you want to get the many advanced functionalities, many more features like that. So here in Angular, these features are available. Compare with the React, Angular is providing more features. Yes, yeah. So that's why many companies in this, if you open any job portal websites, out of 10 jobs, definitely 7 jobs contain the Angular. Okay, yes. Next. So Chandran, Dr. Scope in Angular means scope means which point of you're asking scope? I didn't get you. Hmm? In which point of scope? Scope means job point of scope you're asking, or variable scope you're asking. So which scope you're asking? I didn't get you. You give me the clarity. Yes, job point of view, yeah, as a faculty I will say this is too much good like that, but once go to that Google, the job search websites like so here Naukri, Monster, etc., okay, then you will get the clarity in that point of view. Very good scope we have in this Angular. Yeah. So here I will start the Angular batch because here one corporate company they wanted that's a morning slot 7 o'clock. That's why I allocated that slot to them. Okay, so I am taking that project, mean stack project for them. So if you want Angular project batch, within couple of days it will start. No worries at that point of. Yes, yeah. So now here, so when you are coming to this course, first of all I will discuss the TypeScript. Okay, so in this discussion, we'll discuss what are the differences between JavaScript and TypeScript. These concepts I will explain. After that, I will start the TypeScript concepts. So around 10 days we are spending with this TypeScript because prerequisite is to learn Angular is TypeScript. So that's why TypeScript is very compulsory. Now I will explain you why they use a TypeScript to develop the Angular. So why not JavaScript? These comparisons I will discuss. After that only I will start the TypeScript. Once the TypeScript is completed, then we are discussing Angular. And in this Angular, just we are connecting with the database. We will discuss here and server side APIs. We are calling like yes, Node APIs and Java APIs. How to call this concept also will discuss, and different advanced concepts. So what are the services? We have these services and single page applications, okay, and material design controls, okay, like that. Here I have written only, okay, so 4 to 5 concepts here. Around we are discussing the 50 concepts like this, okay. Those are all available in this course content. You can get this course content from this main office, okay. And course duration is around 55 days, like that it will take that course duration, no doubt in that point of view, okay, because we are discussing TypeScript and all the concepts of Angular up to 11 version 11, okay. Yes, so we have to start this TypeScript concepts. Before that we need to discuss what are the differences between JavaScript and TypeScript, why they choose TypeScript from version 2.0 onwards. So that is a very important point for us that I will discuss in tomorrow session, okay. After that I will start the TypeScript concepts, okay, fine. So any queries, any doubts you have at this point of view? Okay. So our timings, okay, up to 7 o'clock I will take here, but initial starting 3-4 classes I will close by 6:50, 6:55. Okay. After that, 1 hour, 5 minutes to 1 hour, 10 minutes session I will take. Okay, fine. In tomorrow's session, we'll discuss the TypeScript to JavaScript differences, and we will start the TypeScript concepts. Okay. See you next class. You can leave now. Thank you.